Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in a state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Together, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta pass down Babylon walls. Preparing the way. Preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war cry. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and cry. And do the righteousness. And we love. And we love Jah. away again. Listen. Yeah. Just a tie and I say watch your man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare every the way. Prepare every the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. We love all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Have many friends, they say, and treat them well. Never to them though your secret tell. Because when the friends of social media becomes full, online does the squabble grows. How long before America burn itself to the ground with the constant gaslighting of the president? I mean, if Iran is being destroyed, as the president claimed, who then is bombing Israel continuously? Donald Trump needs to answer this question. Have you seen Donald Trump's recent press conference, the one this evening? The delusion of grandeur by Donald Trump and what he's achieved. Last week, him said, him rate the success 15 out of 10. Yeah, 15 out of 10. But good evening, everyone, and welcome to an evening of gaslighting the web, gaslighting the followers, because one of the things that narcissist normally does is gaslighting. They are good at gaslighting, because what narcissist normally does is want you to feel that everybody has wronged them, the world and everybody is against them. And that doesn't only apply to Donald Trump, that applies to all narcissists, whether they're arguing over viewing numbers or they're arguing over political alliance. It is the job of a narcissist to gaslight the public or gaslight their followers in order to keep them quenched by that Kool-Aid. Petra, I'm going to use that war to educate the audience tonight. And the education I want to bring tonight is in my legal territory on the issue of intellectual property, full of shit like land crab. Intellectual property. I could sue for intellectual property. I'm going to explain how that is gaslighting. Intellectual property, my foot, as the Nigerians would say. So I'm going to use contention tonight to educate you. Oh, what a beautiful thing called time. That was just in 2023. This is 2026. The alliance that tore me down has not even managed to grow old enough That aside, though, that aside, we are going to go on the Suyu sisters because everybody wants to join the Suyu sisters, whether it be for defamation or intellectual property. Intellectual property. Intellectual property. Aye. What is it? What is it? When you think of intellectual property, you go straight to the mind, wouldn't you? The mind, the human mind, and the creations and inventions, artistic work, literatures, and all that of the mind. And we are going to speak about intellectual property in context to vlogging or broadcasting. And in relation to vlogging or broadcasting, you must keep the fair use term in your head. So intellectual property, they are intangible property. Intangible means you cannot see them. They are not there physically, but they do exist. Hence, they become intellectual property rather than real property. And these are creations of the mind, such as your inventions, your artistic work, your design, your symbols, names, image, logos, such like and such a forth. So it covers a lot of things. But we're going to look at some of the key aspects. And one of the key aspects, Opal, how you do? One of the key aspects, even everybody, sorry for the bad manners. We don't know, so when me I do contention, sometimes, murder, judge rotted whole meant. No, sir. Have many friends and treat them well. Never to them, though, your secret tell. Because friends of 3 years, when they becomes full, out on the web does the bagger goes. Intellectual property is what we're focusing on tonight. So you have different aspects of intellectual property. Alrighty? So you have your literature creation and all of that jazz. You have your artistic work. You have your scientific intervention. But let's look at the broader area first, such as your patent or your trademark or your copyright that would attribute to a lot of us in the vlogging fraternity. Your trade secrets, your moral rights, and all of that jazz. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let me get the moral rights bit out of the way first, so you understand how the moral rights bit work when it comes to intellectual property rights. So how the moral rights work on the intellectual property rights, it protects the integrity. It protects the integrity of your work. Meaning, when somebody use your work, they must attribute properly to the objective of what your work is about, and not in a derogatory way, or not make false attributions to the work you produce that they are using or mentioning, or make inaccurate or false assertion when mentioning your work. So that's how moral right protects the work you have done. Even after death, the moral rights does protect. So I hope you understand how moral rights work when it comes to intellectual property rights. The trademark protects your signs, your logos, your names or symbol that distinguishes your company, your brand, your whatsoever it is that you're trademarking. It distinct you from other people. So once you trademark that, then anybody uses that trademark then violates your um, intellectual property right by violating your trademark. Your patent that protects your inventions, such as machinery, processes, or chemical components, and all of them physical thing where you can hitch and pinch together. So that protects the patenting protects all of those things under intellectual property rights. Now, your trade secret. If you are working for me and you depart my company, and I have a trade secret that that would be beneficial to other competitors in the market, then my trade secret, even you still not working with me, is protected, I think, up for 50 years or so. Don't quote me on the time, but it's protected for a time that would protect your trade secret, and protect your former employees or workers or so on from giving away that trade secret to competitors, or even somebody who was involved in the whole issues of your trade secret, and if they have to leave your company, that stop them from passing those secrets on to another competitor that could rival you. Then we deal with all of them. So we left with copyright, which is the issue of contention. I could sue you for copyright if it was in another arena. What? Sue for what? Because somebody played gospel music that does not belong to you. Gospel music that you played, you want to sue for them. Us as broadcasters, where we hinge and pinch from different places and other contents and analyze them, there's nothing in that. Like literally, nothing in that is intellectual property theft. It may violate copyright in the way how YouTube is set up. If we use anything of each other, it gives us a copyright similarity, meaning we use same content, whether me use yours or you use mine, then that allow one to copyright strike each other. That is much different, a copyright strike, as opposed to how YouTube system guidelines and policies structured, is much different from taking a lawsuit on intellectual property theft. Because if you're taking a lawsuit for intellectual property theft, you then have to show the originality of what was stolen from you. It cannot be the gospel music that doesn't belong to you. It cannot be a news article and item that many of us analyze in the space. Cut the narcissistic crap. Cut the I own the internet crap. Cut the I have shares in YouTube crap. Yes, everybody knows you're big. We've always seen the mighty fallen. We remember David and Goliath. We are looking at Iran and America. Cut the narcissistic bullshit. The internet belongs to everybody. Fair game, fair use. Anyway, from one narcissist to another. Now to Donald Trump. No, listen, Donald Trump press conference this evening. Oh, God Almighty. Military parents, come to the front of the class. Military parents, come to the front, please, I beg. Because I want to ask the military parents of America, what is your role in this illegal war that your child might die? The confusion that we, the listeners, are getting from Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth, if it is that those, and I don't mean in the exact way they are telling us, but whatever direction and instruction and strategy they're given to their military personnel abroad, it have to be confusing. Because Donald Trump said so many different things in the press conference this evening, but have not acknowledged the sacrifices, have not spoken about what America has suffered across the region. And if you listen to Donald Trump, you would have thought the entire Iranian regime is lying in ruins. You listen to him as well, you realize, say, foolishly, he's trying to sweet talk China and sweet talk Russia. All of these people are just gaming you and playing you. The Epstein file, which caused all of this, looking back at the last week, if you and Benjamin Netanyahu now look upon it and say, this was an awful gamble. This was an awful gamble. We've made a catastrophic mistake. But you both are still defiant rather. Benjamin Netanyahu home, they say, is being hit now, and other Israeli politicians' home is being hit. Donald Trump gave an answer a couple days ago and said, based on his success, him could pull out and declare victory. But then Pete Hegseth said, it can take as long as forever. In this evening press conference, Donald Trump said the war could come to an end this week. you understand the confusion for those people who are not being instructed at all. No, the bad calculation, the wrong calculation of Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, in particular, Netanyahu, who we think Donald Trump is delusional, but I think Netanyahu is more delusion than Donald Trump. And if he wasn't before June of last year, then certainly after June of last year, he became very delusional. Given how Iran responded in the 12-day war and conduct itself, which was limited retaliation then in the 12-day war. And because of how Iran was going on, Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu have to seek a ceasefire within 12 days. What would make you think then, within another few months, you can wage a successful war that since the end of the 12-day war, you have not put any strategy in place other than strength. Strength failed you in the June 2025 war. Your strength and your poise failed last year. What made you think you were going to be successful this year? But let's look at the criminality of these people. Many Americans and many Israelis reportedly lost their life or been seriously injured in this war. But if you listen to the Americans, only 6 dead. We don't even hear them talk about any injury. You listen to the Israeli, only 9 or 11 dead. Them talk about few injuries. But look at America bases across the region. Look at the hotels housing America soldiers across the region. Are the military family getting in touch with their family, or they have been muzzled into silence? Because if you have your children or family in any of these Gulf nations that have been severely bombarded by Iran, you would want to know, given that so many bases destroy, that your loved one deployed to the region is safe. But the government, the US government, is not giving any information on what happened to the people who were on all of those different US bases. Trump is claiming them destroy Iran, but Trump is not telling us about over $2 billion worth of destruction to what is referred to as the American eyes and ears across the system, across the region. This gamble, though, even last week, Benjamin Netanyahu told us Donald Trump has allowed him to actualize his 40-year dream, which no other US president would have let him actualize. But I'm sure Benjamin Netanyahu, delusional as he is, must be assessing the catastrophe of this gamble where they think to say going with hours of power was going to change anything. More and more we are being told Tel Aviv look like Gaza. This gamble went totally wrong. And anybody who observe or follow the analytics of the 12-day war knew it was going to be worse than this, knew that this was going to be a grand failure. America, though, relied on its posture. America relied on its show of strength, which it is not. That was when America can do this and get away with it. It's when America is fighting the people who America sells weapons to. When a nation is capable of building and maintaining their own defense, it's a total different thing. And this is the biggest problem in this war. America doesn't understand what Iran is using. America does not have superiority. They may have superiority in certain technology. They don't have the superiority in strategy, though. But we're calling for an end to the war. Me would have wanted if it go on longer, but a lot of innocent people are dying. The oil price will go up and up and up and up, and God knows where it will really stop. This is one of the delusion that Donald Trump was on this evening as well. You listen to Donald Trump, you would have thought that America controlled the Strait of Hormuz. What is happening to journalism? What is happening to mainstream media? Don't ask me. Because all of these people this evening, none of them asked Donald Trump any of the pressing questions. None of them cared about the lives of US military service people out in the region. They just don't care. Everybody is wrapped up in the failure of Iran. Everybody is wrapped up in the failure of Iran. This is not Iraq. When the Americans and the British went into Saddam Hussein's palace in Basra, the Americans seized a whole container, shipping container of US dollars. Gold bars as much as you can look. The American them even dig out the gold toilet seat and toilet bowl where Saddam did have in a Basra palace. This is all about stealing again. It's not about threat. This time it's different, where America doesn't have the upper hand. America will not be able to do it on the ground because they don't have the manpower. They want to do tactical uprising in the country, and that, it is said, led to over 170 odd U.S. Delta Force and other special forces being kidnapped and being arrested and now become prisoner of war. Who is gonna ask America to pull back? Because if America don't pull back, this world is heading for catastrophe. There isn't a viable way for America to turn this around in their interests without going the deadly way. There's no way out. It's going to continue like that. No, to the Jamaican junkro them. Tomorrow hour, this week a budget, innit? Favor open. Favor open tomorrow. Julian I respond Thursday. Mark Golden I make for him presentation next Tuesday. And Andrew Allness next Thursday. So tomorrow and Thursday, if you want to follow up with the Minister of Finance and the Shadow Minister of Finance, that is Tuesday and Thursday. And for the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, that's next Tuesday and next Thursday, respectively. Don't know if it would make any difference for us poor people, because at the end of the day, we were told in the last two budget that public sector wage I was settle this, that, and the other, and it's still a bone of contention. And it got even worse given the catastrophe. Earthquake fell in Kingston and St. Andrew this morning, 3.9 in section of Kingston and St. Andrew. Jamaica people not really concerned about them something there anyway. Them something they coming like taxi pass in your yard now. Them something they coming like taxi pass in your yard. It's just the norm. Because we are so relaxed to the things that are a threat to us, it make one thinks if we really care, or we just a cut and go through. We just a cut and go through. No. With the Cuban medical program up in the air, coming to an end, large crowd turnout at eye clinic today at St. Joseph Hospital in St. Andrew. Everybody had try get them eye check before the doctor them have to pack up and gone, because they know say once the doctor them pack up and gone, a blind will turn blind. Because Dr. Tufton is not saying to us, we're accelerating this program, we're accelerating that employment program. Now, Ghana, Nigeria, the Philippines, India, what is holding up the negotiation? Because I keep questioning the minister. Is it working condition? Is it salary? What is it? Because so far, when Donald Trump and Marco Rubio gave their ultimatum, other leaders stood up for them people. Don't know how long them are going to stand for. But our leaders went very silent on the issue for quite some time. Until when them do came out, what them say never make no sense. They're just going around in circles. Now the entire program collapsed. Kamina Johnson Simit, I blame labor law and all of that. Then these, whatever it is that this government is blaming since Marco Rubio and Donald Trump give their ultimatum, those existed under the last 10 years of Andrew Holness government. Opal sometime all 2 a week. Sometime a 2 a week earthquake them get, trust me. But Jamaica people not concerned about both the offshore and the onshore drilling. What we are talking about. Jamaica people sit down and wait for the oil money. Like literally. A lot of these people think that when we talk to them, we block them blessing from them and Jamaica becoming rich. I mean, the riches is there, of course. But do you think, Ladybug, oh you do? Do you think we are going to benefit it? If you see Trump a walk and go on so over aisle, if you hear the Americans them gave the ultimatum, them are going to take back control of Jamaica, and them certainly did. You think Trump will go around the world kidnapping presidents, assassinating president? You think nobody else could have that aisle other than America? Britain will just have to share the little way it can get from them peacefully. Why you think in the October meeting with Island Gas, United Island Gas said some of the big oil giants are coming on board now. Some of the big oil giants, and where are they? Most of the big oil giants are in America. Most of the big oil giants are in America. So if I sit down and wait to get rich, Donald Trump will assassinate one for that aisle. We remember when they got to Iraq, the first place they aimed to control is the Iraqi oil well. We remember when they got to Afghanistan, the first place they would try to control are the poppy fields. You don't see America opium crisis since the Afghanistan war. You don't see how people lean up on street in Britain and America since the Afghanistan war. The Afghanistan war was all about growing them drugs. Remember, it's these same people who fought 2 opium wars with China. So don't be surprised by what you see America going around the world doing, and the rest of their allies jumping to support them under a so-called defensive posture. It's what they have always been doing. If them here say you have something and them ask peacefully and then don't get it, them take up their gun and them spear and them come and them war to the death over it. Look back into history. There was never a time when white people go into any equal trade deal. Never a time. They barely go into trade deal. They kill and control. That behavior has never stopped. Them control it to a way where when they have the power of mainstream media, they create the narrative. You remember Colin Powell in the United Nations Security Council and that riveting speech he gave, and how all the Western media send a shock through their broadcasts to a fearful world of how Saddam could attack Western countries in 45 minutes. They no longer have to dress it up again. Trump says, fuck that. Me no inna the long thing. Me never go to school. We no go to school for speaking at the diplomatic term. Me's a New York street gangster. Me ongo know how to do it the street way. And we have seen the leadership of America behaving very street. Not that America was anything other than street before. But I mean, they use their, what George Galloway would call prostitutes, to tell a story. You see the media, you see the universities. These are two of the most powerful but devil hellish arm these people have. Leave their Bible aside for now, because Holy Power walk with on that. But a lot of us, majority of us, engage the education system at whatever level. Majority of us get our news source and news item from the media. You see how long these people got with junk and bullshit? You see how long? This is one of the thing about Donald Trump that I benefit from. And let me tell you how. Before the first coming of the pedophile president and Corona, everybody, even though a lot of us knew the corruption in media, but we were hook, line, and sinker to majority of what mainstream media tells us. We barely used to question them. A lot of them we saw as authority on the truth. These are the people that help to facilitate the destruction of human society where you see we reach at the moment. Because true these people sell out for power, money, and materialism. They fail to broadcast the truth. They fail to investigate and hold these powerful politicians and businessmen to account. And after he come along the way and brand them as fake news, and we see how they expose themselves during the pandemic, that paved the way for what a lot of us are out here doing at the moment. Bringing the news to people or bringing information to people in ways that they can identify with, and not the old boring JBC, BBC, RJR, Sky, and ABC galangin. Though these are redundant things. And me personally have to thank him for that. Just like how me thank him for show a lot of people that America is not as rich as we think, not as powerful militarily as we think. He also shows the world something that I've been telling people for some years now, that there isn't such a thing as international law. Because if it is that America is the author of these things and America is not beholden to them, then if these laws doesn't bound America, it would be very contentious and mischievous for America to use those laws and bound other countries when America don't even recognize them. One of the other thing I always tell you as well is that your constitution is as safe as the head of your leader. Donald Trump exposed all of these things to be true. If it is that you elect a president that have no respect for the law, no respect for the constitution, no respect for authority other than what he thinks, and you must listen when this idiot speak, because world policy, American policy, is being run based on what an idiot thinks, not what the law prescribes, or not what is policy driven. What an idiot, what a pedophile or a racist president thinks. That alone put the Jewish control, put the Zionist control of the president and the Congress aside. But once you have a president that have no respect for the law, the Constitution is nullified. And we see Donald Trump in a first term, he went against it, and in his second term, he certainly nullified Congress. And right now, Congress are try creep around and discuss to fund Donald Trump's war. A war that only Congress have the power to authorize. But Donald Trump do it without any plan, without any knowledge. These systems don't work. Systems only work when people obey and abide them. The minute you decide to look aside, which is what happens, which is what is happening to the American Constitution and the global legal order, is that we have somebody at the helm who have no respect for both, who I doubt believe in anything other than his stupidity. So now see what we're there. This is what in control of the world. This is what in control of weapons that can destroy the world. What if the dopey them whisper in our ears? Because remember, it's nothing Donald Trump does is policy driven. Nothing that Donald Trump does have legal backing. He just have to think it it rests on his mind, and it wake him out and sleep 3 o'clock in the morning. That's it. That's what US decision come to know. That's what the global direction is now. That begs to ask the question, why would a country damage the health care of its country, put the people of his country health at risk by sucking up to somebody who operates only based on what their mind tells them? Now, somebody who operates based on what their mind tells them, which only have a limited time in office, and you have no strategic way, Andrew Holness, of holding out in find some diplomatic way of using negotiation or whatever to hold this thing out until after midterm. Because after midterm, Donald Trump is going to lose so much power that all he will be focused on after November, if he's still alive, mind you, is his legacy, which he took and threw it into the furnace. Because when he allowed the rapist Benjamin Netanyahu to draw him into a 12-day unsuccessful war that should have woken them up, and then he allowed Benjamin Netanyahu to use the Epstein file to threaten him to America's destruction. Because what has Benjamin Netanyahu achieved? Nothing. What has America achieved? Nothing. What has Iran achieved? A lot. Iran has destabilized the Gulf region. Iran have practically chased America out of the region. America's base in the region have been demolished. I have no doubt that these countries, after this demolition, will not allow America to bring back those sitting ducks to come destroy them country again. They would see it as peace will come between them and Iran once they stop giving support to America. One of the things that Donald Trump also said this week, Jesus Christ, we're sorry for him. Donald Trump said how the Middle East country them come together and attack Iran. What do you hear about that? Which Middle East country joining Pan America side? Even if they want to, they cannot. It would be suicidal. Any one of these leaders in these Gulf countries, it would be suicidal for them to even dream in a public of taking Israel on America's side. Of course, a lot of these, as Scott Ritter called them, perfume princes, a lot of them is truly on America's side because they really thought America could have protected them. And they really thought America's fancy toys in their country would have given them on whatever protection you don't call that. But it failed within hours. Within hours, the entire region was blind and deaf. America can't see nor hear much across the region because the America intelligence system and bases across the country come under ferocious attack that render them inoperable. You think these leaders are going to allow America to build back base in their country will only invite destruction to their country and their economy? The American them strike a Iranian oil well. If this continue, Iran is going to cut off water from the Middle East, from the desert countries by bombing the desalination plant. If that is done, hey, catastrophe. This war have so much. So Iran have so much upper hand in this war when it comes to tactics. Them already squeeze the economy, already mash up Donald Trump. They already put a blockade on oil. America don't have the cards in this war. Now, why the Gulf countries leader them cannot side with Israel and America publicly? Them and them population is singing from two different hymn sheets. Even though the sect of Muslim in Iran is separate to those across the region are mainly Sunnis, and the Iran sect is Shia. No, that doesn't matter for the people in this war. This is seen as a holy war. Christianity attacking Islam. That's how it is viewed in the Muslim population. It's a holy war. It's a religious war. It's an attack on Islam. The minute they give public backing to what is seen across the region as the great Satan, it would be their overthrow. It is said the Bahrain kingdom has already fallen, because as we're telling this morning, Bahrain took most of the hit, and I deemed it to be out of anger, because the missile, even though Donald Trump is still this evening trying to say the missile is from Iran, or it could be from another country, because we sell those missiles to a lot of countries in the region. The missile that was fired from Bahrain military base, the Americans say they might investigate, but it could be anybody. It could be Iran, or it could be anybody, because America sell that weapon. That's their excuse. The only way America, why you say America bring in the nuclear bomber them into this thing is because they're failing miserably, because they cannot replenish the Middle East. Them not nothing there for replenish. The base them mash up. Even if they couldn't replenish it to where them are going to carry. All of them base them mash up. All of them intelligence system, they can't see no missile coming in, playing the liquid they have left I use is what in Israel when a mash up yet. Them probably have some in Egypt. Why I wonder why Iran now bomb Egypt, because we know say Egypt have these galanging with the Americans them. This war is not good for the world, my people. As much as I as a person want America and Israel to fall, the world will fall with them to a point. Not too deep, because China and India are big economies that make all of the thing them where the world buy and sell. There are other oil countries such as Russia. Because me hear Donald Trump attack this evening as well, like you would want to lift sanction off of Russia for them buy Russia oil you now, like a whole Iran black oil from coming out. Hey, politics nasty, you know. Politics is a nasty piece of work. That's why me telling us, say, you see, like how these vloggers, especially these Jamaican vloggers, latch themselves to politicians. Me not do it. This is why you see them a squabble and a war now. Because PNP never make it through the gate. And the all of them get frustrated out they know that they have to go fight a PNP battle all over again. I'm still here fighting the people's battle. Even though I supported Mark Golden, for me it was never about politicians. For me it was always about the people of Jamaica. Now I know a lot of people want me to make it about a political party. That's too much of a narrow tunnel. I'm claustrophobic. I like big space to play around. All right? So me now go hitch myself to just one piece of narrative because when nothing there for flow, you become confused. You don't have nothing to do, you don't have nothing to talk about. When you know if an election done, the whole of them confused. When you know if an election done, a lot of the PNP vlogger them confused. Because they're only about PNP. I'm about Jamaica. There's nothing to confuse me. Me never short of content yet. Me may overtired and can't do content sometimes. It's not that I'm short of content because there's so much things going on in the world. I'm not restricted to Jamaica politics. I'm not restricted to JLP or PNP politics. No, sir. Too bright for them something there. Anyway, I come go on my bed. Before the vlogger them at war go start show story in my direction because my need them not so healthy and now for duck. Like when me did young, I mean I want another stone lick me coming in the war, me just want set things straight, say. And also no, don't come out here, come mislead me subject. And me study law, not uno. So when I talk about lawsuit, asking a lawyer friend first, or it go before no come out. All right. Anyway, my peeps, thank you very much for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support as always. You know, our platform is about you, the people. We will not change to meet a particular audience. No. My platform would be too boring with just PNP audience or with just JLP audience. I wouldn't do that. It is a much bigger thing. What we are experiencing in our country and in our world, it's bigger than politicians. Politicians are taking care of themselves. Politicians are looking out for themselves and one another. I wish we could take a page out of their book. And just like even when politicians from the two different sides, them join up in a secret because it benefit them. Them squabble in front of it in a public, but them a friend and acquaintances in a private, you know. So, may I stay upon my own lane? I don't like follow people. It's to me an idiot. Idiot not do well when they follow fashion. Idiot just have to do things the idiot way where you look at and say, why you fool, sir? Anyway, thank you. Good night from Global TV. Please do join us back tomorrow morning with The World is Still Intact, because Donald Trump and Pete Hugshit have nuclear plane, a fly round and round, and Netanyahu say him have something for Iran this week. The world could go up in ash and smoke. So let us just hope that Donald Trump and Netanyahu die in their sleep. I'm not going to ask God to intervene and stop them and hold their hands, because I don't think that is possible. What I am hoping is that both of them soon will die in their sleep, and maybe we'll have a bit of peace until more idiots and narcissistic criminals come along the way. But the peaceful death of Donald Trump and Netanyahu would save the world a lot right now, an awful lot. Thank you and good night.
Little ghetto, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just a and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Yeah, we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away. Put time away again. Listen. Yeah. Just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, while we are penalized. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, and we love Jah, me love Jah, me love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, me love Jah.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.